Hello everybody. Today we're going to be doing some stuff to the E-Class. We're going to be doing the air filter replacement. Or actually I can just go ahead and show you if I take you off of here. FCP Euro. Basically what we got here is the cabin filter, both engine air intake filters. We got new cold air intake tubes. The reason why I'll show you in a second. Here's the seal that connects the air intake box to the it's that, what is it called, mass airflow sensor that then goes to the throttle body. We got the little spring thing here, and most importantly we're going to be doing spark plugs today. Alright, so what we're going to do, I'm going to put you back on the tripod. We're going to open you up here. There we go. And what I am going to do is put this thing into the service position, so we have a little bit more space. Alright, gotta do the other side now. And there we go. So, first things first, let's just make sure you can see. First things first, what we're going to do is take you off. Essentially just lift up. The way this works is these in the front and these in the back. These are a little bit finicky and delicate, so be mindful of that. We're going to put this over to the side. And what we're going to do is take out both air intake tubes. Basically how that's going to work is you just pull it. And that's it. Sometimes this little piece that usually goes on there gets stuck in there. In this case, that's exactly what happened. So you just kind of pull it out. And the reason why I'm replacing it is this is kind of worn out. The way this works is you can see it kind of just clips in there, or just kind of holds it in there. It's kind of worn out, so we're going to replace it. We'll put this one to the side. Get the other side. There we go. This one came off all in one piece. There's this little thing right here for the secondary air intake pump that you have to take off, so that's that. Then there is this thing all the way here. Basically what I like to do is get some keys or a flathead screwdriver, something along the lines of this, and kind of just stick it in there and pry it up. So let me just get it into my hands correctly. And what we're going to do is this. There we go. Put you back on here. And once that's out of the way, all you do, take both sides, pull up. And in general, try not to do this when the engine's hot. It's kind of hell. But here we go. There's the air intake box. Those filters really do need to be replaced, but we're going to do that after the spark plugs. So essentially what we're going to do, this is the M272 engine. We are going to unplug the coil pack. There's the Torx there and Torx there, and then you just pull up. So I'm going to do all of that. I will be right back with some tools. It seems like it is a T30, so that's what you would need. Alright, so how this usually works in terms of unplugging it, I should probably show you, give you a closer up of that, is there's this thing right here in which you kind of just got to pull. Sometimes it can get stuck, so let me get a flathead screwdriver. Let's see here. Flathead screwdriver, something like this. And you don't want to put too much force on that or else it can break. But we're gonna come up over here. It should just go something like, or what I just did there, as you can probably see, I just pushed it from here. Let's try it for this one right here. There we go, push it, and push it. This one's kind of, well, that's not good. I will go and try and fish that out later, but no promises. But let's go and take our actual Torx and start unscrewing. That is tight. That is really tight. All right, well, got this thing. Let's see if this works. There we go. I'm just gonna simply untighten all of these. If you haven't replaced your coil packs in a long time, you probably should just get a whole bunch and replace them now at the same time, in all honesty. But it's not necessary. I would do it though, when you're doing maintenance. It's kind of like a while you're in there type of thing. There we go. There we go. And last but not least, that is loosened. So what we can do is now we can start actually taking out the screws. So at this point what we can do is take out the coil packs. They should just unplug if I remember correctly. There we go. Then you kind of just pull right there, like that. And what we're going to do is we are going to set them on the ground in the position that they are in the engine. So there'd be one there, one on top of it, one on top of it, and so on and so forth, just so I match them up with the ones they were with before. It's not that important, but that way, if there is anything that goes wrong, it makes the troubleshooting process maybe a tad bit simpler. Pop. So, now that we are all done, what we can do now is get that little spark plug tool that I bought also off of FCP Euro, which is this one right here. I can't see it. Oh well. It's a swivel thing. We are going to take out the old spark plug. So, let me go ahead and get my tools. So this is kind of what I've ended up with here. It swivels, pretty cool. And those holes are the spark plugs. There it is. If you haven't replaced them in a long time, they can get pretty stuck in there, so bear with me for a second here. And I need an extension. God, fuck. That hurt like a motherfucker. Nope, still screwed in there. I don't actually know how long the threads are on these things. Oh, it actually pulls this plug along with it. That's pretty cool. And that's what they look like. These, oh, come on. Okay, hold on. I'm going to need to use my hand as a background. Are you going to focus? Come on now. Don't make my life hard. That's the problem with autofocus. There we go. These are not that bad, to be clear. But it's been more than 100,000 miles since they've been replaced. So we will go ahead and do them anyway. Okay. And what I would probably like to do at least is go ahead, do them one at a time. Here's the new one right here. Focus, star parts. This is what Mercedes dealers use. You can get it off of FCP Euro. Probably for a lot cheaper than the dealer, because dealers always mark up their prices. So So, there's that Mercedes-Benz signal. I mean, symbol, not signal. So, what we will do is replace them. New and old, right here. Focus, 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 please. There they are. Alright, now then, I will go ahead and put this in. I will just go ahead and screw it in there, just so no trash or such falls in there. Then for the actual torque spec, I'm going to go ahead and have to get that off online. Oh boy, I'm bleeding. That's fun. There it is. I'll take care of that later. Alright, now then, I will go ahead and look up the torque spec. 15 to 22 is good. So, but in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and take out all of them and just kind of screw them down, but not torque them down. I'm going to torque them down all at the end. That one's worse. That one's even worse. It seems like as you go towards the back of the engine, they progressively get worse and worse. Or at least darker in color. There's that one. Interestingly enough, it seems to be a mix and match of brands. I don't know what's going on there, but it's all going to be the same brand now. And there is the last one. Let me actually go ahead and change out my battery right about now. And we are back, friends. Let's go put in the last spark plugs. Alright, well what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go over all of them real quick, make sure they're actually in there, and then we can go ahead and torque them down to torque spec. Okay, let us go and get the torque wrench now. We're back. 20.5 is what I'm doing because it's 18 to 22 pound-feet of torque according to the manual. Let's go and continue with this. Okay, that should be good. Alright, well I'm going to go over all of them one more time. Alright, we are done with the spark plugs. Oh. Okay, now let's go ahead and put on the coil packs. Oh. So coil packs, it's easy, you just kind of just like plop them right on in there. Like so. And that's it. So what we're gonna do is twist that there, twist that there, and twist that one too. And this should just come off. Unless that one wants to be a little stubborn with us. Oh, it just came all the way out. Great. Okay, so there we go. That can sit right there. And under here is the, what do you call it? The cabin filter. So let's take that off. That should be a, let's see here. What would it be? Is it a 10? It is indeed a 10. Okay. There we go. That is your blower motor. That's the auxiliary battery. And there's your air intake filter. So let's get the new one. There it is. All we gotta do is take this one out somehow. Some way. I've never actually done this thing before, so it'll be my first time. You just kind of bend and push it out. Let me put you on the tripod. Yep, I think that's how it is. There we go. So, that is that. That other filter doesn't have such a nice plasticky frame around it. Oh well. So I guess it would go like so. That's a nice tight fit though. I can say that for sure. There we go. There we go. Now I can put this little nut back. Doesn't have to be that tight. You don't want to break it. All right, there we go. Alright, now let's see if we can tackle this thing right here. Seems like they are torque screws again, of course. Let me go and get my torque screws and the filters. So the torque screws I'm talking about are these right there. That one, that one, that one. Is there one in there? No, that's just a hole. Okay, let's get started. So is this just gonna come off? Yes, it does. And there's the filter. So I will try to not drip sweat all over it. Let's take this out. Oh boy, that is horrible. You see that, folks? That's not good. That is not good at all. Let me put a new one right next to it just for the sake of comparison. There we go. And that's just one side. Let me go and dump this out, clean it up real quick. Wow, that was bad. But we can put in the new one now. There we go, it's all nice and in there. Let's move the old one away. Let's get the screwdriver and let's start screwing. And there we go. Now what we're going to do next is this little guy right here. You have two rings on here, one here and one here. This piece right here is supposed to sit along the bottom here. So the way that's going to look is this. So you have your little 3 rings, and this outside one right here goes in here. So you're going to kind of just go like that. You just make sure that it's all snug. And it'll be very easy to install, no stretching required. And there we go, all done. So that's for air intake box. So that's that. Those are the two filters. And last but not least, all we have to do is take care of that little thing right there. So if you kind of just study this, it seems like it just goes inside of a hole, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, I was not mistaken. There it goes. So we can go ahead, get that new one here. And all we are going to do is to put them inside of the little holes. The little hole is right there. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. Sorry about that. Is it possible for me to turn on a flash? Nope, can't turn on the flash. Unfortunate. Well, let me get the tripod. Or actually, might be an easier place to put you. Just right there. Let me get this installed real quick. Should be that hole on this side too. Where the hell is it? There it is. Okay. Inside the hole you go. Come on. And inside the hole you go. Come on, inside. All right, that end went inside the hole. Seems like it's all good. All right, all good. So all we have to do now is put the whole thing AirBox back on. So let's go ahead and do that. Put this thing back on in here. All right, Now we can put on the new cooled air intakes. Oh, there we go. All nice and good. Fresh air comes from there. All right, let's get the next one. All right, last but not least, and to end the video, putting this back on. Let me just make sure the metal clips go in nicely because mine are kind of weird and don't like to go on. Nope, there we go. And if you really want, you can turn it on right now. Let's hope it doesn't blow up. All right. See you soon, folks.